Hey there, YouTube viewers. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jim. I'm working on my 2009 BMW 328i, and I'm going to be switching out the window washer bottle. Mine leaks, and I'll fill it up, and I'll end up with a big puddle of window washer fluid in the garage. So I got one off of eBay, and I'm going to take you along as I swap it out. It's up underneath the fender liner under the passenger side fender. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and set you up and take you along. So I got the inner cover out, and there's the washer bottle tucked into the fender well, and start taking that out. There is what looks like just one bolt right there, and from looking at the other bottle, it's just held in with some like rubber studs once you get that bolt out. So let's get after it. There is a little wire clip retainer right there I'm going to be taking out. And then get the plug to the pump. And there's another harness to the sensor, so we'll get those out. You know, I think everybody has their most used tool in the toolbox, and these cotter pin pullers probably have to be one of mine. There isn't too much they can't do. No. Let's get that tab out. Let's see if this will work. There we go. It's got another one of those retainers. Kind of hard to tell where it's been leaking, but I would say somewhere along the base of the motor here. You can see how it's all crusty. I don't know, maybe that seal down there was leaking. I don't know. The rest of the bottle looks pretty clean. That must be it. Okay, so let me tell you what I did here. Either they didn't describe the part right, or I ordered the wrong one. But this one has the motor for the window, for the headlight washers, and mine doesn't have headlight washers. So that didn't want to introduce another hole without capping it off or anything. So what I did, since it doesn't look like mine was cracked in the tank or anything, I took the motor bushing, this one from mine, and put the one on that one, and it is tighter. The one out of that tank was tighter. So I'm also cut back the hose a little bit, so that because it was flared at the end, and hopefully that seals that off, because like I said, it's not cracked and it doesn't look like it's leaking anywhere except for around where the hose is. So let's see what happens, and hopefully that's takes care of it. Shouldn't take long to put it back in. So where's that? There we go. Put that in there. Slide that in there. Go ahead and fill that thing up. So let's see what happens. So as I stated before, this thing was just empty in my garage, and I filled the tank up. You can see the line right here, and it actually looks like it's the motor. That's interesting. So at least I know what to get now. I'll get a new motor kit and put that in there, and we'll be good to go. It is leaking there. Alright, we'll get back after it after I get the part. Well, oddly enough, AutoZone had the windshield washer pump. It's Chinese, but there's the part number, and it's $25. And so what we're going to do now is, because my bottle's full, I'm going to do the Indiana Jones the hose off here. See how much starts pouring out. Quite a bit. You know the Indiana Jones movie where he's moving that bag of sand for that treasure. Let's see how good I am here. Here we go. And we have a gusher. Come on. Okay, I got a little wet, but it's in there, and this one isn't leaking. So let's plug that in, and it didn't come with the filter, so I'm just reusing the rubber grommet, and I can already tell it's drier, so it's kind of crazy. I see a little hole in there, but must be rusty in there or something. Maybe I'll whack it with a hammer and see what's in there. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, let's put this thing back together. Sorry about that. I had a bee. So, I say so a lot. got to tuck it in behind this piece. I had to get it on this stud here, tuck it up under here, and now it's just a matter of putting the 8 and 10 millimeter bolts back in, and we'll be good to go. Had to make sure to get it up over this spring here. It was holding it back a little bit. The spring here. When you're doing something like this and you got a couple bolts in the perimeter, probably good practice to leave them all a little loose until you get them all situated. So if you have to flex it or move it or anything like that, it isn't a big deal. And let's see, I think we're all tightened down. That should do it. So, that was an interesting exercise. I'm going to have to double check what I bought on eBay and make sure, because I know there was a couple there with the windshield, the headlight washer system, and I'm like 99% sure I bought one that didn't have one. but I could have. So I'll take a look. But yeah, it was interesting that AutoZone had that part, and it's all back together now. I'll stick the wheel on, and no leaks. We're all good to go. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you're enjoying the videos, subscribe and smash that like button and turn on your notifications, because there's plenty more coming. Thank you. Have a good day. So if you look at this thing, it's two pieces. One piece here just kind of merged together, but it was leaking, it looks like, right around in here. But that looks like it's all one piece, but it looks like there's maybe a port in there. Maybe it's a vent hole or something. So let's take a whack at this, see what happens. So that's where it was leaking at, and let's see, it's hard to see in the viewfinder here. There we go. And that's where it was leaking at. And let's see if we can break any more of that off. I can see it's rusty in there, so maybe the rust, oh, that's an O-ring, that might come out of there. Let's see. Let's take a whack at this side here. Maybe I can pry that off with some pliers. Let's take a look. So it looks like maybe the O-ring was leaking. Well, the reason I bought the whole bottle was because everything I looked at online was the bottle was cracked. Now, I would imagine if you live in a cold state like I do, and you didn't you put the wrong fluid in there and it broke. Oh, there we go, look at that. Yeah, I could see why that would break, but like I said, mine looked pretty good, so I'm not too worried about leaving it in there, obviously, since now I know what the problem is. But it does look like that O-ring was the culprit. Here's the motor. Yeah, look at that. Look at that rust in there. Let's see. Let me get, there we go. Can you see it? So let's get it out the rest of the way. Oh, there we go. So the motor still worked, but the old ring leaked, and that rust was probably spreading the case a little bit, just enough for it to leak. There we go, folks. There's your motor. All rusty. So got a BMW and it's leaking fluid. You might want to just check the motor first and replace it for 25 bucks, and you can see it's not too hard, but that looks like what happened. Alright, just wanted to let you know. Have a good one.